More blood flow means better performance, nutrient delivery, oxygen delivery. And that's across your entire body. Even better blood flow when you're having those intimate moments too. This takes a big account for that. Story time. So let me take you back to the first time I really felt like something was off with my health. This was early on, even before testosterone. And this wasn't super obvious, but I just knew that something was off. And I remember asking myself, right, because I'm training hard, I'm eating clean, and I'm doing everything right according to this generic meal plan and workout program that I got from bodybuilding.com at the time. This was early on. So my first couple weeks in, I just had less consistency in feeling like I had a good workout, right? And during the day, I just had less sharpness at my office job and just felt lower confidence overall. And, this is the part I think not a lot of people talk about too, because as someone like myself, I'm up in my thoughts a lot, especially in the past. So when things went wrong, I would rationalize it a lot. Like maybe you're the same way. So I would think, well, maybe I'm overstressed a little bit. Maybe I'm just getting older. Probably just over rationalizing. Well, it turns out that wasn't it. For me, the problem was so simple. It was nitric oxide. And what's wild is that I learned that good nitric oxide is produced based on breathing properly. Right. And this is pretty foundational, right? Like imagine not knowing how to do the most basic thing as a living human being. So by the end of this video, I'm going to teach you how to boost nitric oxide or your blood flow in 2 minutes. So this ended up moving the needle way more than most supplements I ever tested, and even better than the overpriced beetroot powder from Whole Foods, for example. So let me explain what exactly this trick is and why it works and the actual science behind it, because it's not bro science and it's probably not what you think. So once you understand this, I think if you make a habit of it, you'll actually do it, because whenever you need this boost, you will know the exact go-to. So let me simplify this for you and give you kind of the background science a bit. So nitric oxide, its formula is NO. This is one of the most important molecules for your body in terms of blood flow. It tells your blood vessels to expand and relax essentially and dilate. So more dilation or expansion of your blood vessels means more blood flow. More blood flow means better performance, nutrient delivery, oxygen delivery. And that's across your entire body. Even better blood flow when you're having those intimate moments too. This takes a big account for that. So this is the key nutrient that a lot of people don't realize, and nitric oxide is actually the primary chemical driver for erections specifically. Not testosterone, not libido, but blood flow and nitric oxide. So let me go into the science a little bit. I'll make it easy and understandable for you. So there's a peer-reviewed paper in Biomolecules that says this just clearly. So nitric oxide is the main neurotransmitter that initiates the entire erection process. So even drugs like Viagra, for example, those do not create nitric oxide, which is the biggest, constituent we want. What Viagra does is extend the nitric oxide that's already there, which can be good, but it's not nitric oxide. So it's not this main signal. It's not this main driver. So here's the problem. By around 40 years old, for example, I'm getting there, most men have lost about 50% of their capacity to produce nitric oxide. And I'm not trying to scare anyone with this number, but this is just plain biology. And based on following those guys that have the average lifestyle. So, if you put your vitality first, you're going to be in a little bit better shape. But this is still a real issue, even if you are doing all of the right things. So the question becomes this: how do you increase nitric oxide naturally starting today without buying crazy like pre-workout or overpriced beetroot powder from Whole Foods, like I said, right? So this is where it gets weird, but stay with me, trust me. So one time I was Googling how to get rid of sinus congestion, right? Because at the time, I just couldn't clear congestion from one of my nostrils in order to sleep better when I was sick. So your nostrils are also highly affected by nitric oxide. But anyways, I came across this research, late at night, showing that nasal breathing through your nose, and specifically humming, can increase nitric oxide up to 15x. 15 times. Yeah, that sounds ridiculous, but it's published. Like, this is published literature. You can find it in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine. So it's been replicated multiple times as well, because that figure is huge. But anyways, here's the mechanism on why humming with nasal breathing boosts nitric oxide. So your sinuses are constantly already producing nitric oxide, hopefully at a good rate, right? But you can only access this when you breathe through your nose. So that's number one. If you're a mouth breather, you're bypassing the entire nitric oxide production system. And this is something, a lot of people usually know by now, is the importance of nose breathing. And thankfully, I've always been a nose breather basically my entire life, other than when I'm sick, right? But add humming to the equation, number two, right? That vibration creates pressure in the sinuses and pushes nitric oxide into your blood circulation at a higher level. So I doubted it, but I tested it, 3 times a day. I took maybe 2 minutes each time, just along with some songs that I have playing on Spotify while I'm working or while I'm driving, whatever. And within a few days, I noticed something pretty insane. Morning wood came back stronger, like more consistent, I would say. And seriously, I could feel just the boost overall, the oxygen delivery. So better breathing. Of course, the more nitric oxide, better blood flow to everything, better performance from bedroom to gym pump. Seriously, huge benefits. And it seems so simple, but most people completely miss this, like both at once, right? So here's exactly what I want you to do right now. So don't overthink this. Just execute. Trust me. Too many people learn things and then never implement them because they're only chasing dopamine from YouTube videos. But I'm telling you, you don't have to spend any money to get these benefits either. So don't just sleep on this, advice, because I think if you implement this in the next couple days, couple weeks, you'll realize it's bizarre. And I've actually asked so many friends to try this and see what they notice. So do it. That's what I'm telling you. No excuses. 3 times a day. This doesn't cost you anything. Do morning, midday, night, just for 2 minutes each, or whenever you can remember, as long as you do it to some extent, right? Whatever you can do. But I know that you'll start feeling a little less crappy, because of just implementing this. And maybe you'll get better at singing, through humming. So think about this. If you're not a great nose breather already, just focus. Take it step by step. Inhale through your nose 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. And then exhale for 4 seconds. And just repeat that for a couple minutes. So get good at nose breathing if you're not already a nose breather primarily. And then, take the next step on, right? So nose breathing is a practice you all should be doing. All nasal breathing. Breathe only through your nose. In, out. That's your default. So when you do that, you're training your system to produce nitric oxide. And of course, the step 2 is the humming, right? So humming is most crucial on the exhale of your breathing. And I know this feels really stupid at first when you're humming out, right? But do it anyway. And that vibration is what will spike the nitric oxide, production just in your sinuses. And this is where you'll get that 15x effect. And here's another move even. So do this and pair it with, before you go to the gym. So do it on your drive to the gym or something, or the walk, or whatever you do. Your pump, of course, will feel different. And this is not placebo at all. So try it. This is just physically how your body works. So that vasodilation from increased nitric oxide stacked properly with whatever activity you're doing, right? And you can add some supplements if you want. Like if you're super advanced, do your non-stim, no caffeine pre-workout with hopefully 6 grams of L-citrulline. That's what you want to look for on the formula. And you can, of course, stack this with adaptogens, even boner berry, which is in Aphro-D. Then stack all 3 of those. Give your body the most raw materials to produce more nitric oxide and ease excess cortisol, because it's also that section of things, right? So a lot of people don't realize that relaxation and stress reduction is also important for maintaining, wood, if you know what I mean. And another thing, a lot of people, guys, mess this up. So don't use mouthwash after you do this, right? You'll actually kill the bacteria that also helps produce nitric oxide. Honestly, I don't think any guys should use conventional mouthwash unless your dentist recommends it. So that's my 2 cents, just really quickly. But anyways, next, fix your breathing while you're asleep. So if you're a mouth breather at night when you lay your head on the pillow, you're shutting off, that whole system for 6 to 8 hours. So you can tape your mouth shut, so you obviously breathe through your nose. And I'll go deeper on this on another video, but I just want to give you some action that you can take straight away to stack all this. And of course, just move your body, do 20 to 30 minutes of cardio, even just walking. Stack all of these things up if you're ready for the next steps, right? You become a good nose breather, add the humming, do all of this, because that will increase the enzyme for nitric oxide production, your vein health, your vascular health. All of this is huge, and this will restore erection quality and just better quality of life and energy. So do this consistently. Days 1 to 3, you'll really just have better just breathing and energy and better gym pumps. Days like 3 to 7, more erections, just quality improve and consistency and your performance as well, your endurance. And then weeks 2 to 3 after that, better performance, better stamina, like at that peak level. Week 4 and beyond, if you've stacked everything, different level, like complete game changer for people. Now, let me be clear. If you do have serious like vascular or neurological issues, this supports it, but it doesn't replace the medical care, right? But most guys, they're not super broken at this level where they need tons of care, right? But I think everyone's kind of running on a system that's slowly degrading as you age, right? Low nitric oxide, just poor breathing habits as well, of course, high stress, and bad sleep, and even bad nutrition to an extent, right? And this is reversible. You can do better by doing these basics better. So this stacked right here, this is one of the highest ROI habits you can implement with no cost. Like this costs nothing to do. All it do is take 6 minutes of your time. If you did this, through the duration of this video, you'd already have it. So this is what I want you to do. I've given you basically the entire blueprint, for better energy and life, and in the bedroom, right? So just start tonight, 2 minutes before bed. If you're watching this in the evening, run it for 7 days, as long as you're doing some form of it, right? Check it off once it's done in your calendar or whatever it takes for you to build this habit. And then come back to this video, tell me what's changed. And if you, of course, want more, life-changing strategies to live a better life, then subscribe, stay with the community here, and join the private Facebook group in the description, the Aphro-D Academy, right? And let us and the other coaches hold you accountable so you're able to perform and, really just deliver on everything that's going to give you the most results in the shortest amount of time. So that's it. All I want you guys to do is implement this and give it a shot. Breathe through your nose, hum, especially on the exhale. You can hum along with music. And I think if you do the deeper tones of the nasal humming, like almost as low as you can go, like, and you do this in like specific meditation. So this is one of those odd things that comes up in different areas of disciplines, but it's so simple. All you have to do, be a nose breather, hum as you do it. And if you're ready for the next levels, of course, stack in a nitric oxide booster with L-citrulline, like 6 grams. And of course, even Aphro-D, if you're already taking Aphro-D, that's going to be one of the biggest I guess, sustainers and boosters of nitric oxide in your member tissue to maintain that and everything. It'll get everything going, your libido and testosterone, reducing that stress, the hypercortisol, and it's going to affect you on all levels. But even just taking it from the first couple steps, this is going to be a big game changer, just like it is for me. And now when I do this and I have something stuffed up in terms of like a sinus infection and my nostril just won't clear itself, I do this and it clears it right up. Just be a nose breather. Even as much as it like is uncomfortable, your sinuses will produce that nitric oxide to open it up. So you can use this, of course, while you're sick too, to really just allow yourself to breathe comfortably. You don't need some, those stupid nasal strips that, widen everything. You actually don't need it. That's probably undermining your ability to even produce the nitric oxide through sinus pressure. Maybe I'll need to look into that, but I don't use nose strips. I've used them in the past, but I don't think it's necessary if you know this trick. So hum along with me and let me know how you guys feel. But thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.